Hi, Roman Daisel here, looking at some Lord of the Rings strategy battle game figures. This time we're looking at a scene strictly from the Peter Jackson movies. This never happened in the book, where Faramir drags Frodo and Sam off to Osgiliath after meeting up with him in the forest of Forithlian, and then taking him to his hideout behind the falls, and then decides to bring him back to his father, Denethor. In the book, he doesn't do that. He lets them go. But Peter Jackson wanted to make the ring a little more sinister and powerful and suggestive to Faramir. So he drags them back. Somehow they get across the river into Osgiliath, when in reality Faramir crossed over to Cair-Andros and took horses from Cair-Andros all the way to Minas Tirith. He wouldn't screw around with Osgiliath. He sent his men there to garrison it. But that's about it. So he drags Frodo and Sam off to Osgiliath. I don't know how he crossed. I think they went through the sewers underneath the city, underneath the Anduin, which is pretty wide. So again, I know Númenórean engineering is pretty cool, but not that good. So while Frodo and Sam are in Osgiliath getting ready to be taken to Minas Tirith, a Nazgul shows up. It's not the Witch King. It's a different one. And he flies over western Osgiliath, and everyone cowers in fright. And Frodo gets up high and has the desire to put on the ring, and the Nazgul's ready to grab him before Sam wrestles him down. Right then and there, Sauron should have known the ring was in Osgiliath and Minas Tirith, and he should have launched his attack right then and there, not waited. So while it looks good in the movie, it doesn't really correspond to the book, and I didn't like the actual scene. I like how the original book played out. Faramir was a more noble spirit than Boromir. Boromir was too easily seduced with the desire to save Gondor, while Faramir had a little more was a moralistic person. But anyway, so Games Workshop, they brought out this box set. I don't have the original box. And it came with only two pieces. You get little Frodo getting ready to put on his one ring. And then you get one of the Nazgul. Now, I didn't have the box set. I bought this from a guy in Tilsonburg. My back still aches when I hear that word.
Hey, Tom, you ever been to Tilsonburg?
Tilsonburg? My back still aches when I hear that word.
And I think I paid $75 for these two figures, as well as a battering ram from Isengard with the 4 Uruks and a bunch of other figures, loose figures. So it's definitely worth the drive to Tilsonburg. So these are metal and quite heavy. The Nazgul was already painted by the guy I bought it from, and he broke the tail off, so he just added some other little game piece that he found. So he did an okay paint job. He painted it gray, the Fell Beast, and then he didn't put the Witch King on top. He put somebody else. The sword also broke off, but the wings are plastic. So it's got a plastic wings with a metal body, and it has a bit of a ruin for a base with some other stuff around it. So it saved me the trouble of painting it. I think I had to paint Frodo though. Frodo wasn't painted yet. I had to paint him myself. Or I did a repaint, I can't remember. It's been a while ago. I bought this like 5 years ago. But it's definitely worth it to have another Nazgul on the Fell Beast. Be cool to have 9 of them. I only have 3 Nazgul on Fell Beasts. And this will look really good when I get all the Osgiliath scenery that they've released in the Battle of Osgiliath box set, as well as the right now pre-order stuff they have. So it'll be really cool landscape to have a Fell Beast flying over. And it should be interesting in gameplay. I wouldn't put Frodo in the gameplay, but that's for any other gamer to decide. I thought the Fell Beast was pretty impressive. Peter Jackson's team in Weta Workshop did a really great rendition of them. Better than the pterodactyls that Tolkien was envisioning. But fantasy art has come a long way. Got the spikes on it, you can fly on it. Nazgul would weigh nothing anyway. And of course you got little Frodo cowering in the corner, ready to put on his magic ring. And then after that scene, Osgiliath, Frodo and Sam duck into the sewers again and disappear. Again, I don't know how they really crossed the Anduin from that point, because the Anduin River is pretty wide at that point. And I don't think Numenorian engineering was that good to build a sewer system under a major river. If anything, the sewers would have emptied out into the river, and Eastern Osgiliath would have had his own system. Because what would stop orcs and stuff from finding that out and going under? It'd be like going under the DMZ then, in North Korea, South Korea, which is possible. Anyway, that's this little box set. Not many major pieces for it. Any Lord of the Rings strategy battle game fans, let me know if you guys have this box set and were able to use it in a game. Leave comments in the comment section, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and until next time, it's Roman Daysel, I am out of here.